Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Masu Pro Wrestling. I'm your host and sole commentator, Masu Pro Wrestlington, and we are starting off tonight's opening match with the former reigning and defending MPW Openweight Champion, Garreth Unported. The champion with the longest total title reign as Openweight Champion. He lost it to MintyClovers in his, I believe, his first defense as champion the second time around. And of course, you gotta imagine that that's weighing heavily on Garreth Unported's mind. That championship has meant everything to him. And now that it's gone, he's kind of wandering alone, aimlessly. Actually, it wasn't his first defense. I believe he defended it one other time, had a 35-day title reign, which is honestly pretty impressive compared to most people don't get past the first defense, or that's all they can get is the first defense. But 35 days on his second title reign. One of the few people to consider themselves a two-time Openweight champion, and now has the overall longest reigning title hold, but also is tied for the longest reigning title with Tyranno, Maximum, and DancingWithDraven. And speaking of former champions, truly a fall from grace at the beginning of Season 2. Zarataro, the longest reigning Icon Division champion in MPW history, has not been able to get his hands back onto the title, hasn't been able to get his hands back on the strap. He reigned a total of 140 days as champion, which is more than anybody has held the championship. FlairZero could be the first to hold the championship as long as him. 3 defenses, 140 days for Zarataro. Flair's catching up to there. Defended the title at MPW Presents Divisions against Bonk. The first ever cash-in thwarted by the current champion, FlairZero. Speaking of the Openweight Championship, it will be defended here tonight. In your main event, MintyClovers will be defending the championship. Minty, of course, picked it up at Divisions a handful of weeks ago. So we're going to start off with a pretty hard-hitting, heavy match, considering a premium live event caliber match for your opening point, your opening match, as both of them tend to hit the ropes hard. Head scissor straight out the gate, and a standing shooting star press. Nearly gets a 2 count, or nearly gets the win already. Zarataro getting back in the ring, and Garreth is waiting for him. Inverted fuckbuster. Both these two have kind of been aimless since losing their titles. Neither of them in contention for any titles so far or so close. Garreth Unported, of course, only eligible for the Openweight Championship as a singles title. He can, of course, challenge for the Tag Team Championships, but he's barred from the Icon Division Championship. Zarataro with the drop kick takes him down. A little bit of hesitation from Garreth Unported, and get caught with that drop kick, sends him off the ropes, ducks under, jumps over, and a basement drop kick to the left or the right knee of Garreth Unported. Taking out his center of gravity. Zarataro clothesline doesn't knock him down though. A little bit of a stare. Zarataro didn't know what to do in that instance. Oh, Blue Thunder Bomb kind of vibes. Goes to the cover on Zarataro again. Garreth Unported nearly takes a pinfall victory over a former champion, the longest reigning champion, off the ropes. Spins him around for a bulldog. Just barely connecting with that one. Any miscalculation could have cost him. Step up Enziguri. But of course, that's something you can't think about when you're someone like Garreth and partner, someone like Zarataro. When you put your body on the line in high-flying offense, you can't think about what happens if I miss, what happens if I miscalculate the distance. You just have to go for it. You have to full send it. Because if you hesitate and let that doubt creep in, it's going to affect your performance. You have to have a level of confidence to do what these two do. Modern-day virtual gladiators. And another spinning head scissor. Also, I said step-up enziguri before. That was not an enziguri. I apologize. Right hand blocked by the ham-ham. Kick blocked by Garreth. Back and forth. Gets him into the fireman's carry. Rolling thunder. Putting his shoulders deep into the chest. That's an enziguri. The educated feet of Zarataro. Swinging little neck breaker thing. And a drop kick, high drop kick. Maybe he was looking in the corner for the high caliber. But Zarataro back up onto his feet, backs away. High caliber this time. Waited for his opportunity, held on to it for that opportunity. This could be it for Zarataro. Garreth nearly taking the win again. It has been Garreth on pardon since opening bell for the third time. The charm spinning head scissor. And a spinning discus forearm rocks Zarataro. A vicious forearm from Garreth as he goes up to put a brown crown on it. Zarataro gets out of the way, though. Can Zarataro capitalize? Step up head scissor, I think. Oh my god, spins him around. I don't even know how that happened. Tries to catch him again. Zarataro ineffective at capitalizing off that landing right on Garreth landing right on his tailbone. As I say that though, Kaiju killer from out of nowhere to put Garreth away. I think this might be Zarataro's first pinfall. Nearly puts Garreth away, and he's not going to give him any chance. He's going to start slowing the pace down, working over the neck. Twisting on it as Garreth gets put back in the corner. What is Zarataro thinking? Eyeing him from across the ring on the top rope. Out from the other side and a drop kick to the back, sending him face first into the turnbuckles. And Garrett's going to try and fight out of the corner, sweeping the leg. Garreth with a drop kick to the side of the head, right on the temple. Standing shooting star press again. And he is looking to go outside the ring. Middle rope swanton! Barely connects, nearly sliding off Zarataro. And landing on the floor, shooting star press. Talk about landing on the floor again, goes for it. But this time, Zarataro gets the knees up. Drop kick rolls through. Garreth not allowing him to capitalize any moment. Half and half. Oh my god, into the stairs. Half and half back suplex. Got him up against the boards in a drop kick. 6 count working over the legs. You got to get back into the ring unless Garreth is looking for a count-out victory. Flattening Zarataro. 8 count. Both of them have to get into the ring. Zarataro might be out on his feet. 9 count. I think it might be over. Unless Garreth showing a little bit of honor. Or is that foolishness? Goes for the German. Is that bravado? Is that hubris of Garreth to assume that he can still beat Zarataro? He doesn't want to take the easy win. An interesting side to Garreth. We usually, he's usually one to win by any means necessary. But tonight's not the case, I guess. Misses the right hook. Sends him off the ropes with another basement drop kick. Targeting the legs. Zarataro going up top. Ham, thank you, ma'am, for across the ring. Giving Garreth enough time. Drop kick to roll out of the way. That might have been a big misstep and an opportunity for Garreth Skywalker in perfect position to put him on the Brown Crown again. No, 2 times, not the charm. Zarataro going off the ropes, but Garreth catch the Blue Thunder Bomb. Is this 3rd time's the charm? It is! Again, doesn't connect! What is Garreth gonna have to do? Zarataro has his number. Super kick misses. Off the ropes, cross body, Zarataro hooks his leg. 1, 2, referee looks tired. Maybe he got bumped in the crossfire. A little bit of a slow count could have been the victory for Zarataro. 2nd, Kaiju! Killer off the ropes! Giving him a chiropractic assessment. 2. No, kick out of 2. But Zarataro is not done yet. 3rd time's the charm off the ropes. Kaiju! Killer! 2, 3 to put away Garreth. I mean, that just shows the fortitude and mentality of Zarataro. It was Garreth since opening bell, but he just couldn't hit that big move. Couldn't land it, and Zarataro hit everything he had in his arsenal to put Garreth out. As long as he couldn't put that nail in the coffin was not gonna stay shut for Zarataro. As we will move on to the next match of the night, some Idol Division one-on-one contest. How do you follow a match like that? Well, 2 idols are gonna have to. And we're going to be starting off with MamaInu. The second match and the last match that's not tied to a championship. As later tonight, we will be starting the Tag Team Championship Tournament to determine the #1 contenders for Emrys Morgana and ShmeepsWorld La Primera. Their Tag Team Championship, the MPW Tag Team Championship. We could see MamaInu join the Tag Team Championship barracks, the ranks with, we've seen MamaInu team up with her daughter TeaTheShiba. MamaInu personally hasn't had any luck in the championship, zone, championship area, but MamaInu always puts on hard-hitting matches, puts in her best. MamaInu was in the big tournament for the #1 contendership of the Idol Division Championship, Rize's Idol Division Championship, and MamaInu would lose in the first round to Ayasu, who has made it all the way to the triple threat that we will be seeing in a handful of weeks, or next week actually, I should say. We will see Ayasu perform in the triple threat to determine the #1 contender for Rize's Championship. MamaInu put up a good fight, but unfortunately just could not make it any further. Shared the same fate as her daughter in the first round, losing both sides, so maybe we will see her in the tag team division at some point, because MamaInu just hasn't been able to get those opportunities in the championship sphere. Someone who's had many championship opportunities, though, however, is none other than her opponent, her very opponent, former 2-time Idol Division champion, DancingWithDraven, the first ever Idol Division champion and a former openweight champion, tied for the longest reigning openweight championship title reign in a single run. Excuse me as I move my notes around. Draven honestly, when you list out her accolades, the list just keeps getting bigger and bigger. What can you say that hasn't already been said about Dancing with Draven? She has done everything, almost everything, I should say, in MPW. The only thing left on her list, as she's dabbled in, is the Tag Team Championship. She was the #1 contender with ShmeepsWorld, I believe, but unfortunately was unable to pick up the win against Emerson Morgana and DeepsWorld. Draven's going to go one-on-one against MamaInu tonight, and neither of these two are in contention for the #1 contendership, but still doesn't mean you can't put on a fantastic show for the audience and, very importantly, the bosses upstairs. Draven made it past the first round, but lost in the second. Didn't make it to the triple threat. Lost to Blueness in the match right before it, the semifinals, if you will. For the triple threat, was almost there. Almost going to challenge Draven, or going to challenge Rize for the championship. I would love to see that match, but unfortunately, Draven didn't make it all the way. Blueness, of course, will be meeting Ayasu next week alongside Rocky for the #1 contendership for the Idol Division Championship. A big elbow drop off the top rope from Draven. Goes for the cover on MamaInu and a kick out of 2. A very early 2 for Draven. Sends MamaInu off the ropes, ducks under, jumps over, and a drop kick takes her down. These two, as I said before, interestingly enough, both lost to someone that made it to the finals. Hooks her up 1 second, rolls her up. A little bit of an old school strategy from MamaInu trying to take that win right from under Draven. Goes to the outside, following Draven early to the outside, and Draven says, get back in the ring. Draven's going to follow suit, rolling through. Sends Draven into the corner and a chop, lighting Draven's chest up. And another one. MamaInu's turn to go up top to the high rent district. We see a double axe handle, maybe a cross body. Double axe handle from MamaInu. I am impeccable at my shot calling. Stomping the fingies. Picking up Draven for that discus punch, knocking her back down. MamaInu builds them up just to knock them right back down. And a big chest chop as well. Another sort of old-fashioned style of move, the chop in the corner. MamaInu showing exactly what it means. Back in her era, things got a little bit more rough, no pun intended, for the Shiba. Off the ropes, real big splash, catching some airtime, hooking the leg on Draven. Already another 2 count for MamaInu. Crushing Draven. But of course, Draven will not take it lying down, gets back up onto her feet. Sending Draven off the ropes, ducks under. Jumps over, bumps him. Blocks it. Goes for a forearm, misses. Picks her up for a power slam. A beautifully executed power slam. A lot of power in such a tiny package for Draven. And the elbow drop on the floor. Draven's going to try and roll out of the ring, make sure she's not susceptible to a pin or submission. We're playing a little bit of possum on the outside. Drop toe hold. Speaking of submission, Draven cannot win on the outside, but you can definitely wear down your opponent, and it's referee's discretion on how fast he wants to count, and it looks like the referee wants to let them fight for a little bit, but is going to remind them that they have till the count of 10 to get back in the ring. Chops, light her up again, and a gut punch. 2 liver shots by MamaInu. And a knee strike busting Draven open and leaving her on the pavement. MamaInu breaks the count at 5, resetting it back to 1. And a punch to the temple again, trying to increase or open up that wound. 2 count, and over the knee! Head first into the knee. Hooks the arms, going for the collection of clotheslines, bouncing her up and down off the canvas, the pavement. 6 count, and Draven takes her time to get back into the ring, kicking some dust towards the veteran's way. Draven's gonna break up the count at 7. Meet MamaInu back on the outside, flying forearm, misses, gets behind. The forearm to the back, and a German suplex on the floor by MamaInu. And a stomp to the back again, just punishing the chest, the upper body of Draven. She's back up onto her feet, and now gonna try and get her back into the ring. Maybe MamaInu sees an opportunity to pick up a win. Dude, saying you gotta give me some respect with a slap to the face. Maybe a wake-up call for Draven as she gets back up. And it looks like Draven just might have doesn't have the answer. Clothesline. MamaInu had it scouted. Stomp to the back of head again, but misses. It's nothing but canvas. Off the ropes, and a big drop kick again. Another fancy drop kick. Draven's drop kicks are not only pretty, but they are effective. What is this? MamaInu in the corner slingshot. Face first into the mat. Like a paddle, just slapping her down. Goes for the cover on MamaInu and a near fall. Looking a little shaky. MamaInu didn't have exactly what she needed in there. Draven's going up top. MamaInu wants to try and stop it. And she thwarts it, sending Draven off the top. Thinks maybe that's enough damage to get the win. Kick out of 2. A good opportunity to go for a pinfall there, but just not enough to put out Draven. Punch to the head. Trying to open up that wound a little bit more. Blood dripping out of the nose now of Draven, as Draven spins her around for a German suplex, but Draven is not letting go. 2 and 3 to MamaInu. 3 German suplexes. Too close to the ropes, and Draven knows that. She's going to pull her away, but is that enough to put MamaInu out? 2. No kick out. Near fall. I thought 3 was the magic number. But Draven, of course, is not done yet. Hooks the arm and a knee strike. MamaInu's going to have to try and think of something soon. DDT! They just don't do DDTs like they used to back in the day. Off the middle rope, and a big splash. Landing on her head and neck. Gets her back up, spins her around, and maybe she's up to her old tricks, but no. Draven, German suplex again. Draven gonna send MamaInu to the corner. There's a couple things we could see Draven do here, but potentially Draven's gonna take MamaInu for a little dance. Dancing with Draven. Puts her into the mat. Rolls her a little bit close to the ropes. Gonna try and pull the leg away from it. No rope break here, and I think MamaInu might have just kicked out at a solid 2 count. MamaInu on the wobbly legs, though. couple of punches and bunches, and oh my god, from the other corner, Draven is taking MamaInu for a tango once again, dancing with Draven. Draven might have just got the win as blood drips off her head. Draven picks up a big win over MamaInu. The ring rust does not build on Draven. Oh my god, that blood. She's gonna have to see some ring doctors after this. From the top of her head to her eye to her nose, blood just all over Draven, as we'll move on to the Tag Team Championship #1 Contenders Tournament next. It is time to start off our first round of the Tag Team Championship. And speaking of champions, the recently defending Icon Division champion FlairZero walking down with his wife Glitchy, team technically support. Glitchy, of course, still holding her golden opportunity. FlairZero had a golden opportunity cashed in on him at Divisions by Bonk, and has become the first champion to ever defend his championship during a cash-in. Flair got caught off guard after, I believe, losing to Rize, but was able to pick up the retain and the win there, and now maybe looking to add another title to his belts. Glitchy and FlairZero, it's got to be a force to be reckoned with here. We haven't seen these two tag team since the Random Selector Double Eliminator Tag Team Tournament. If Flair and Glitchy win this, though, Flair, they win the tournament, Flair will have to do double duty at the next Premium Live event, so we'll have to see how much he leans on Glitchy for this, or how much he puts in. I mean, if anyone can do it, it's Flair, I would think. But of course, they're going to have a tough time going up against probably one of the more dominant tag teams in the division, the ones with the best synergy, I would say, the Shogunate, Ayasu and Azanaza, looking for these tag team championship to bring home to the self-proclaimed Panda Archon herself, Rize. Ayasu also could be running double duty if she wins this tag team tournament with Azanaza and wins the triple threat next week to determine the #1 contender for the Idol Division Championship. But I assume Ayasu maybe has no interest in the Idol Division Championship. Could just be an opportunity to secure the championship for the Shogunate, or could be a going into business for yourself kind of deal. Glitchy and Flair, team technically support versus Ayasu and Azanaza, the Shogunate. This match is no disqualifications, anything goes, and falls count anywhere. Glitchy takes Azanaza, but Azanaza rolls up Glitchy early, nearly getting a fall. Flair sending Ayasu into the corner. Though Glitchy has the size advantage, doesn't mean that her opponents will go down lightly. A little bit of mistiming there for Flair, sending Ayasu into Glitchy during her little combination. As Glitchy takes Azanaza to the apron, and a back body drop onto the apron. Taking her to the outside, showing exactly what kind of match this is. No disqualification, meaning any foreign object they wish to use is completely legal, and they can spend as much time on the outside of the ring as they want, as well as being able to pin or submit your opponent on the outside. Flair is taking it to Ayasu, but Ayasu getting a little bit of offense Goes for a suplex. Ayasu slips out of it. Dropkick misses, and now it looks like Team Technically Support's going to use the numbers advantage to take on Ayasu. Azanaza's down, and Flair's running with a kendo stick. Singapore cane trying to swing. Azanaza kicks it out of his hand. Trying to swing Azanaza out of the sky. Had a near fall already for Ayasu. Team Technically Support seemed to be working very good. The big boot doesn't take Flair down. They're using the numbers game. They're picking out one at a time, 2-on-1 style, but Azanaza constantly having that chip on their shoulder, trying to work their way with the Shogunate, prove their worth. Butterfly powerbomb by Flair. Goes for a suplex again, but Ayasu slips out of this one as well. Takes out the knee of Glitchy. What is Flair looking for? Another powerbomb? Powerbomb into the apron! Apron buster! Swings her! Or swings them shoulders first. Into the apron. Double stomp again. Uppercut. Team Technically Support dismantling the Shogunate right now. Right hand catches the leg though. Pushes off, and now kendo stick in the hand of Glitchy. Azanaza bumping Flair into the barricade. The two teams stick into each other as Ayasu sends Glitchy careening into the French Canadian commentators table. And what is Azanaza looking for with this ladder? Just picking out whatever they can. Combo breaker to Ayasu. And now Flair turns their attention to Azanaza, leaving Glitchy to pinfall Ayasu. Near fall for the Team Technically Support. Step up Inzagiri. Flair goes for the cover. Ref's working 2 times the job. 2. Kick at a 2. DDT to Ayasu on the floor. Below 0 to Azanaza. 2. Oh, the Shogunate stay alive just for a little bit longer. As Glitchy takes it to Ayasu off the ropes. Back elbow, but bumps him. Into the corner, some chops lighting up the chest. Flair sending Azanaza off to the apron drop kick, sending them to the floor. A little bit of high-flying action that we don't usually see from FlairZero. Goes for the cover again as Ayasu is just getting manhandled by Glitchy. The size difference really coming into play. A near fall again, but Azanaza kicks out. Ayasu's looking for some sort of equalizer when it comes to Glitchy, the steel bat, and maybe looking to help out Azanaza. I'm not quite sure. Butterfly power, no, butterfly backbreaker. And now Flair, oh, I thought the 2-on-1 was going to happen again. Sends Glitchy into the steel steps. Flair taking his time. I'm not quite sure what's happening. Referee out of position. It's hard for the referee to get in position in a match like this. Elbow drop barely connects. Gets up behind, and now Azanaza gets sent into the barricade. Glitchy gets sent into them. And Azanaza DDT, or Ayasu DDT to Flair. So many names, so many things happening. Ayasu with the steel bat. Swing and a miss, decides it's not worth the trouble. Back body drop. And a bulldog face first into the concrete. Ayasu is looking worse for wear. I thought a German suplex was going to come onto that ladder, and I was going to freak out. Inverted DDT right in front of the French Canadian commentators table as the action explodes in the MPW arena. The Shogunate gets split up once again. Flair gets caught off guard with the clothesline. Glitchy with the cover. Kick out of 2, barely. Azanaza maybe would have had enough time to break it up, but Ayasu kicks out. Azanaza trying to get Glitchy off Ayasu with a combination of strikes. And now an uppercut to the back of the head. Flair gets caught with a super kick. No, catches it. Ooh, elbow to the leg. Flair trying to separate them again. The mandible claw! The mandible claw to Ayasu. Glitchy looking to try and end this. Flair playing bodyguard. Kick out at 0 by Ayasu. Referee was a little bit out of position, but that was still impressive. Takedown. Ayasu showing why they're the powerhouse of the Shogunate, and swiftly gets struck in with that bat right hand from Ayasu to Flair. Go for the German onto the stairs. Kendo stick to the back, rolls through. You do not want to blink. You might miss something. I don't know what's happening. Fuckbuster. Ozanaz on the cover for Flair. Kick out at 1. Feeling the blues to Flair. To the Icon Division champion. 1, 2. Kick out at 2 for Flair. A near fall for the Shogunate. Ozanaza now covering Glitchy. Kick out at 2 again. Knee strikes from Ayasu. Yes, I was right that time. Sending Glitchy into the ring. Ozanaza trying to separate them. Got that steel bat. Will it come into play? Running knee misses. Ooh, a big swing. Flair with the suplex on the floor. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. A near fall for the Shogunate. Ozanaza showing their frustration. He gets caught with a combo breaker. But Ayasu is there for Ozanaza. Headbutt to the back of the head. And the big boot to the chest. Flair's got a table. Tables, ladders. We just need chairs and we got the trifecta. Flair below 0. Below 0. Ayasu trying to roll out of the ring. Get some time to rest. It is false count anywhere, but an expert play. But Ozanaza thrown to the wolves, thrusted themselves into the wolf den. A nerve, getting on the nerve of Ayasu, hitting the foot of Ozanaza, excuse me. Flair continuing to punish the feet. Ayasu, oh, frame drop, no, rolls through, Ozanaza, Flair might be distracted, 1, 2, no, kick out at 2, Ozanaza nearly takes it, big overhead swing, Flair's back up, Ayasu's back up, snapmare, drop kick, Glitchy's on her feet on the outside, Ayasu feeling the blues, hits it, Glitchy's still up on her feet though. 1, 2, can she make it? Kick out at 2 by Flair. Glitchy didn't even need to make it. Rolls up Ozanaza. Flair might take it. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Ozanaza back up. Grabbing the arm of Flair, but Flair rolls through, maybe looking to twist his arm around for the DNA DDT. Drop kick. Bat rolls through the bat though. Below 0. Ozanaza expertly rolling out of the ring again, just like Ayasu did. Ooh, grabs the bat. Knocks the bat out of the hand. Snapmare. Off the rope. Bit drop kick. Ayasu's got to stall unless she can hit something big. Glitchy setting up a second ladder, this time on the French Canadian commentator's table and the apron. Throat chop. Goes for a German. Tables, ladders, and chairs. We hit the trifecta. Glitchy sending Ozanaza into orbit. Referee goes for the cover. Ozanaza might be out. 1, 2. Oh, Ayasu saves their tag team partner at the last second. Uppercut. Combination by Glitchy. Busting Ozanaza open. And now turns her gaze to Ayasu. Leg drop on the chair. Ozanaza again in that 2-on-1 position. Once again, team technically support going for that DNA DDT. Of course, Flair, though, is right there. Not even a single count. Flair and Ozanaza, the only ones left standing. DDT Hurricane Rana. Knee strike into the Hurricane Rana. Ayasu back up. Sending Flair to the barricade. The Shogunate are looking worse for wear. Spinning back kick. Sending Ayasu into the barricade, and Ozanaza once again thwarted by Flair, who is running a mock clothesline. Reverses it. Spinning back kick. Drop kick combination. Flair doesn't knock down Ayasu. Smacking the back of his head against the ground. They're actually splitting, making the team technically support split focus by constantly going for these pins, making sure they have to try and play defense. Ooh, back to the back. One-legged atomic drop. Ozanaza breaks it up. This is anyone's game, though. Sending her to the barricade. Everyone's going to the barricade. Working over the leg. Shogunate building some steam. Flair gets that back elbow. Ayasu turning their attention to Glitchy. Blocks the kick. Glitchy got her up to toss her down. Right into Flair's grasp. Working over the fingies. Team technically support as Ozanaza gets back up. Glitchy has an eye on them. Butterfly powerbomb to Ayasu. It could be over at any point. These two are looking very injured. German suplex. Glitchy goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, and Glitchy. Divide and conquer by team technically support. The power of love conquers all. A very hard-fought match by both teams, but when it came to cohesion, I feel like Team Technically Support had just had it. They separated their enemies, picked them off one by one until they were systematically taken out. As we will move on to our main event of the night, MPW Open Weight Championship will be defended next. It is time for the main event of the evening. MintyClovers will be defending her Open Weight Championship against a randomly selected opponent from either division. Who will be challenging for MintyClovers Open Weight Championship? It will be none other than MPW's own Bunny Bean, the Gore Bunny. Usaino has been randomly selected to take on MintyClovers. MintyClovers' newly acquired Openweight Championship. MintyClovers' first ever Openweight Championship. And Usaino is looking to get their hands on their first ever championship in MPW. Usaino has been in this position multiple times before, has had a handful of Openweight Championship #1 contenders or Openweight Championship matches, just hasn't quite picked up the gold. Of course, this match is contested in Falls Count Anywhere Anything Goes, meaning they can pin or submit your opponent on the outside of the ring. You can spend as much time as you want on the outside of the ring, and any foreign objects / weapons are legal to be used. Some say that MintyClovers pioneered the Falls Count Anywhere match style, being one of the first people to do it in MPW with ShmeepsWorld. Unfortunately, Minty did not come out winning in that match. However, it did come out on top in divisions, picking up the championship from Garreth Unported, and this will be her first title defense. Usaino has been looking for opportunity after opportunity, but it has just not been enough for them. Usaino made it to the semifinals of the Idol Division #1 Contenders Tournament, but unfortunately lost to Rocky, who will be joining Blueness and Ayasu in the championship match, and they lost in a pretty dominant fashion. Rocky, one of the quickest matches we saw in the tournament, Rocky dismantled them, which could be a sign of Usaino's declining athletic abilities, or just a sign of how strong a competitor like Rocky is. We'll have to see going forward in the triple threat next week for the Idol Division Championship. I know Rize is going to be watching that match closely, but no matter who wins that match, no matter who becomes the #1 contender, no matter who wins this match, today is going to be a good day because MintyClovers is your open weight champion. MintyClovers making her way down to the ring. First time ever open weight champion. MintyClovers, of course, is a former Idol Division champion, but this is her first ever open weight championship. Can MintyClovers hold on to it? MintyClovers always in a good mood, always has a chipper personality, but you can't let someone like Usaino go lightly. They're desperate. They're an animal backed into a corner, wanting this win, been fiending for it. But does the want to win override your focus? Does it cause you to be blinded by your desires? Or is it the motivation that Usaino needs to move forward and push forward? Minty, of course, hasn't had a championship since her Idol Division championship, excuse my papers, which was at not a Christmas show last season. So that would have been basically over a year ago. We haven't seen MintyClovers with a championship. Minty is not going to want to let that go. As a championship is being raised by our senior official, that is what it's all about. Falls count anywhere, anything goes. MintyClovers looks ready. I mean, it's all fun and games up until the ring. Sling Blade by Usaino. You must stay focused in a match like this. You can't let your opponent get too much offense off. You can't let your opponent take anything from you. As Minty gets behind Russian leg sweep. Usaino rolls through. MintyClovers off the ropes and gets caught. Usaino stops the discus clothesline through the ropes, grabs Minty by the neck, and a drop kick to the side of the head. Knee strike, swing and a miss, and a little bit of a Shining Wizard. Didn't quite get all of it. German suplex, elevated German suplex. Usaino with the kendo stick, already busting Minty open to the right of the French-Canadian commentators table. Chops, lighting up Minty, gonna match Minty's chest with her face. And a suplex onto the floor. Kip up. Minty's back up onto their feet, but they got to find something to do here, or else Usaino's going to take it. Swinging brainbuster by the Bunny Bean. Kick out at one. Minty holding on. And an Enziguri. Minty getting Usaino back up, sending into the corner of the French-Canadian commentators table, driving that corner straight into the Bunny's stomach. That's going to knock the wind out of your sails. World's fluffiest slam onto the floor. Usaino has been in complete control in this championship match. Drop kick from the Sling Blade again. Usaino gets the knee again, targeting the head of MintyClovers. The already wounded head takes Minty down into a front face lock. A submission pulling on the head. Pulling on the back. Jesus. Wrenching on the back. MintyClovers, though, German. Tossing Usaino. Trying to pick up some speed. MintyClovers, or Usaino, is showing how much they want that first championship. Back and forth with the kicks and a strike right to the mouth. Northern Light suplex by Minty. The champion finally getting some offense. Drop kick to the legs. Sweeping her right out from under. Usaino back up. Pele kick from Usaino. None of the glitz and glamour as Usaino goes back up top for the body stomp to MintyClovers. It could be over already. Oh, kick out at 2. Minty is in trouble. Usaino hitting some moves. I think Usaino took that loss by Rocky personally. Body hopping, Pele kick. Minty's gotta do something. Usaino up top again. Body stomp rolls through this time. Luthez Prez. Minty nearly losing the championship already. Gonna take Usaino to the ropes. Oh, Usaino gets the elbow up, though. Was maybe looking for the clover cutter off the ropes. Usaino had it scouted. Drop kick to the back of the head. Wasn't pretty, but effective. Now targeting the legs again. Wants to remove the jumping power from Minty. Just vicious strikes to the knee. And once again targeting that leg. Targeting the knee and the upper thigh. Usaino is just picking apart Minty's body. Kick to the back. Usaino thinking about it again. Chooses this side. Goes for the body stomp again. And I think we might just see a new champion in competitive fashion. 2, 3, and we do. Usaino, in quick fashion, picks up their first ever openweight championship. A quick victory for Usaino in the first championship they have earned in MPW. That was your main event. We will see you guys next week. I was Masu Pro Wrestlington. This is Masu Pro Wrestling. We'll see you guys next time.